is Big Los, and today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/beat and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs, download a title free, and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/BEAT.
Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Los, Hollywood Kev, and welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three: Facebook, Instagram, and the Twits.
That's new?
No, it's not. I'm taking the stratosphere approach. I'm just chopping off the rest of that.
Gotcha.
On Twitter as well, at The Noize Podcast. And, of course, you can follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. You already know what's coming next. Kev, my guy.
I thought it feels like normally you go a little bit longer before you.
Well, in last month, kind of the month before that, we had more announcements. Now we're kind of winding down in the in the time here.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just not used to it. That's all.
But as I was so rudely interrupted, Kev, interrupted by the nigga that I'm shooting to right now. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Good
is good.
Yeah.
What you been up to, sir?
Honestly, nothing. No, man, I did something this week. I know I did. Just can't remember. And it's funny because when I try to write down like stuff we can talk about, on Mondays I try to put what I did, but I still forget.
You know what ends up happening with me?
You're tired?
That's always the case. I'll look for shit to talk about on the show, and then I'll just like put it in my phone the exact same way that you're doing it. But once nothing happens, I'll get so used to not putting it in my phone that for the rest of the week I'm not looking for shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
And then we'll end up getting here like, wait.
So what happened?
What happened this week?
Then forget you're I do that same thing. You are absolutely
spoiler alert. This is going to be one of those episodes.
But no, ain't nothing really happened this week.
It wasn't really a strong week for much of anything. But, I mean, of course we got some things that we can have some serious conversation about. But mostly it's going to be a shit ton of banter.
Yeah.
I have a not as funny story time with Los.
Okay.
Probably not funny at all. It was irritating, if anything. So my week was cool. Except for my Saturday. So let me set up the whole scenario. So I was going to initially go to the DMV to register my car Friday. So I'm off Fridays. I'm like, cool, I can get in there early, get things going. Cool. We ended up recording, turned my mic up late. And then the very next day we were supporting Rach at her event. And we were there. Oh, we were there till like 12:30, like 12:30, maybe a little bit earlier.
Between 12 and 12:30.
So definitely between 12 and 12:30. I get back to the crib and I'm like, okay, cool. We got that out the way. I need to finish editing because I had already started the edits the night that we recorded and during the day on Thursday. Get home, finish the edits, and I've posted about this on my social media before. The editing part ain't shit. The editing part is second nature because you already see it in your head. And once you actually know the system, it's easy to kind of just work your way around it and make what's in your head come to life on the screen. It's the rendering that's a bitch. And the one thing about rendering is you can't just bounce it out and hope it just renders on its own. It'll bounce out exactly how it is. So you could end up, you'll have something set up for HD. This is all kind of tech talk the motherfuckers don't even care about. But you'll have something set up for HD, and when you bounce it out at standard definition, because the rendering never finished. So the rendering itself takes like an hour. So ultimately, with all the rendering that I was doing on my little ass laptop, I did not go to sleep till 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Friday. So I was like, my options. Don't go to sleep. Go to the DMV when they open up at 8. Be like the first nigga there. And hope that it goes quick so I can finally go home and go to sleep. Or passed the fuck out right here on this couch. I passed the fuck out right there on that
Well, yeah,
couch.
I mean,
I didn't have too much of a choice at that point.
it's not gonna do anything. Like it's not gonna unrender itself if you don't press nothing, right?
No, yeah, it's not going to unrender itself, but because we're trying to make sure we stick with the schedule, I wanted to make sure it would be out
Gotcha.
10 a.m.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew that if I didn't finish it that night and I waited to get up in the morning to bounce it out and then release it at 10 a.m., it probably wouldn't have happened.
Gotcha.
Because realistically, I'd have to get up 3 hours later and then and bounce it out to YouTube and then have it get uploaded. I didn't trust myself enough to do something like that, so I'd let that shit float. I got it done and went about my time. That was pretty much that. So now getting to the DMV. So obviously I couldn't go Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that listens to the show, I can only assume, has a car or has had a car at one point in time.
If not, you've been to a DMV.
At the very least, you've been to the DMV to get your ID. That is not a quick fucking anything. So I'm like, I'm not even going to remotely try to go. By this time, it's already popping. It's already hella people up in there.
Told you, bro, you got to start making appointments. Bad thing about appointments, though, is you can't like, damn, I need to go to DMV tomorrow. Let me make an appointment for tomorrow. That don't happen.
Right, they end up squeezing that shit out like
be like a week in advance. Yeah.
And then another reason why I was kind of like hesitant is because the fucking fee calculator on the website, the shit wasn't working. Kept saying it was down. Like, I need to know when I'm showing up with, because if I show up and I'm short, if I had waited for any amount of time and then I ain't got all the bread for it, everybody got to go.
Yeah.
Everybody got to goddamn go. But, so I finally said, fuck it. We're going to take Friday, chill, whatever. So I make the brilliant move and I go to the DMV on a Saturday.
Last day before the week.
And I'm all proud of myself because shit, my task expired today. So I was like, I'm proud of myself. I'm going to go up in here. I got here early. I made sure, I ain't had nothing else blocking me off. I'm going to get up in here and get the shit going. Man, when I tell you that line was damn near to the block.
Oh, yeah.
So I get in line. It takes 45 minutes for me to finally get from the outside inside.
Mm-hmm. What time did you get up and go?
I think I was up there like 7:45.
I know that's not early enough.
Apparently it's not. There was some niggas that was there yesterday.
That was not early enough. The earliest I had went in, only because I was up and I really needed to get something done. Like I waited in line from like 5:45 till they opened. Mm-hmm. And was like, like one of the first people in there.
Right.
But there's times where I've came and they've only opened in 30 minutes and it takes me 45 minutes to an hour just to get inside the building. So, yeah.
And it was sad because it took...
At that point, you're just angry.
Oh, yeah, the entire time. I got into it with a blood. Yeah. It was just random blood nigga that was in front of me. It kept getting in and out of the fucking line.
Oh, no, yeah, we would have had a problem, bro.
So then the last time, he was like, he looked, he was like, shit, I'm going to get a coffee. And he hops out of the line. I was like, fam, if you go get a fucking coffee, don't expect to come back here. Because at this point, I'm pissed. I've already been in line for an hour and a half.
Right.
So now we're going back and forth. And the chick will say, gentlemen, I'm going to have to call security. And I'm already mad. I'm like, what's that old ass nigga going to do?
It is an old ass nigga up there.
Old as shit. Granted, he's strapped, but he don't know how to use that.
He is an old ass nigga up there.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was so pissed off. So then I finally get checked in. And then I see that I'm G99. So I'm like, all right, where they at with the G's? This is the DMV. They're never anywhere around your number. I look up and say G45. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go put some gas in my car. I think I need to get like a new charger cord too.
You use that option where they can text you in a few minutes?
They automatically do that now, which is the dopest shit ever. Yeah. Because if I didn't have those text messages, I'd have been fucked.
That's how you know they know that they slow ass process.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'd be like, what? We're going to automatically going to tell you when it's your time.
Bruh, 30 windows in the DMV. 12 being used, maybe.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're like Walmart.
And then what kept pissing me off is, they got the line where you make your appointment, and then you got the regular niggas line. They kept clearing out the appointment line. Like, they used to just go back and forth. They was like, nah, we got to get this line down first. So everybody, and mind you, they opened up at 8. Mm-hmm. By the time I actually got to the line, it was 9 o'clock. One of the motherfuckers at the information desk had the nerve to say, it's our, we got to go on break. Somebody yelled out, y'all only been here an hour. The fuck y'all going to break for?
What?
Y'all niggas just got here.
Hell no.
Bro, it was so irritating. But then collectively, I was waiting for about 4.5 hours. 4 hours and 45 minutes to be exact.
Nuts.
No, you want to know what's nuts? Once I finally sat down in that fucking chair, can I have proof of insurance? Here. You got the dealer tax for the car? Here. And it's going to be this amount of money. Boom. Here's your plates. Have a good one.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, we're going to talk for a little bit because
we gonna
I've
share
earned
some stories.
this. We're going to have a whole conversation. How your day going?
Are those, because I see them every once in a while, but you know how they got those places that's not the DMV, but you can like register your car and stuff like that?
The kiosk?
But not actually inside the DMV. Sometimes they'd be like at a damn gas station or something like that. They have them, but I think you can only register your car like after. Like you can't do it for the first time.
Right, yeah, you can put a new registration on your car at the kiosk that we have around.
Got you. So yeah, I mean,
but you could also do it online. Like I shouldn't have to go back up to the DMV anytime soon.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
I shouldn't have to.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
They find a way to
especially
get
by
your ass
now
up
all
there.
that time you spent up there. You shouldn't have to go, but it's Vegas.
Here's what I don't understand though. So the DMV is government funded, I assume, right?
Yeah.
I know the government got some bread. They got some coins to them. They ain't got that Walmart check. The Walmart check is amazing. They still only put 3 tellers on at a time. Nigga, if y'all got all this government money, you know what that crowd about to look like on Saturday. Why not flood the block?
Yeah.
Even Walmart know to bring motherfuckers on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Why not flood the block? Why not make sure you got all this shit taken care of?
Or at least have options to where they can do more stuff online.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like if hypothetically, if somebody wants to change their address, they got to go down there. Now I get it. You got to show proof of address or whatever the case is, but I'm not going to change my driver's license to an address where I don't live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, though, I can see some people doing that on some fraud shit, though. Like, I get it, I guess.
Okay, but even then, there's a way that they can make that shit online accessible. Like,
oh, yeah, you
really,
can take
you're
a picture of that motherfucker.
Yeah, come on now. Like, I guess. I just think they should have more options where you can do stuff.
I think they like knowing that they just keep us on a little string. Like,
Maybe.
Don's puppet Don's.
Maybe. And that person that helps you, I know they was happy. They 2 minutes for you, but they've been at work for 4.5 hours.
Nigga.
They was happy. They was like, I helped this guy.
Like,
2 more people, I'm out of here.
Like, so as soon as I get done with this nigga, I'm out.
Like,
and she was white.
That shit's nuts.
I wouldn't have the patience for something like that.
Nah.
Like, just to know that by the time you're like 2 hours into your shift, you could see the morale of people changing as they approach a window. Like nothing about you is happy because I've seen you sitting there. And
depending on like what you do, if you're dealing with customers or I don't know if you call people that come up to the DMV customers, are they customers? Well, those people, I'm pretty sure after the first couple hours, you know how your day's gonna go.
Right.
You know what I mean? And at the DMV, that got to be hard because by the first couple hours or by the first hour, I'm pissed off, dog. I'm mad.
Let me ask you: would you rather, as an actual job, would you rather work at the DMV fresh after tax season, or exclusively work holidays and Black Friday at Walmart? Now, the only reason I give those dates, well, obviously you know what's good with the day before holidays and Black Friday at Walmart. The only reason I say fresh out of tax season, because like, what's one of the first thing niggas do when they get that tax refund?
They going to get a vehicle.
I need to go get me a whip.
Yeah.
So which one would you rather work?
I think DMV tax season.
Really?
Yeah. The reason being is because, number one, I don't have to deal with... I'm going to have to deal with people regardless, but I ain't going to have to deal with going to pick up clothes, going to fold some shit, going to clean up any of that.
I mean, just register. All register
even that. I mean, the shit, they got to have registered go-backs there, you know what I mean? Like, and if it's a madhouse in there, who's to say that you ain't putting shit back? So, no, I don't want to do that. I would rather do the whole DMV thing because the long wait time limits how many people I personally can see. You know what I mean? Like, you can be there 6 hours. A person can be there on work 6 hours and only see 12 people. So I'd rather do that.
I'd rather just run through this real quick.
I'd rather do that. And like the people that in the information, they can take their breaks whenever they want to.
Apparently. So 1 hour in, I'm going to break. It's lunchtime. It's still breakfast. Where are you going?
Exactly. So yeah, I'd rather do that.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that controlling your schedule. Let me get. I want to get your thoughts on this because I know you're a big movie guy, and this is an interesting situation that I saw on I think I saw it on Back to the Classics page not too long ago. So, did you see that The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 are dropping the same day?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about that?
I personally think one of them is gonna. I don't think they're both gonna drop on the same day. I think as of right now they are, but I think as we get closer, it's probably gonna change. All of John Wick's have been good, so I'm all for a fourth one. Hey, if they're gonna Fast and the Furious, as long as it's good, I can't complain.
Right.
But I'm a little bit puzzled on why they are making a fourth Matrix.
The bag.
I don't. Is the bag really there?
I guarantee you it is. That's the reason, like the point you just made. Fast and the Furious is cleaning up.
True, but Fast and the Furious,
has been progressively getting worse.
Yeah, it has been getting worse, but there's a few movies in there that are actually decent. I mean, everybody loves the first Matrix. Mm. I think they split on the second Matrix. Nobody likes the third Matrix, so why make a fourth one? I just don't understand it.
Would you say that Reloaded is a split opinion? How'd you feel about Reloaded?
It was okay.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people that feel the same way. And granted, I still don't know as many people as went to go see that motherfucker. But from what I've seen, it seems like it's split. I see more people saying it's okay than it is. Or I don't want to say more people, but I see it equal as the same people that are saying, oh, that movie's dope. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe I have to rewatch it. But, yeah, I think it's kind of split.
That's interesting.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed Matrix Reloaded. I hated Revolutions. I think
the
that's
third one. Everybody hates
the general consensus on Revolutions. I think everyone hated Revolution. When it comes down to John Wick, I'm in the minor. I'm in the minority there because I didn't like John Wick 2.
Really?
I thought John Wick 2 was trying too hard. However,
I can see that, but I still liked it.
How about I say, however, the rest of the world loved John Wick.
Yeah.
So from a franchise standpoint, John Wick may be the most, and you know, it's funny, me and Jay was just having this conversation, so I actually want to bring that conversation here. John Wick may be one of the most successful franchises, period, that has
the most or one of them.
And now, from a financial standpoint, absolutely not. I'm talking about from customer perception. It may be the most successful franchise because they've released 3 movies, all to critical acclaim, all to high praises. Like,
now, are we talking that particular genre movie or just movies in general?
We'll say that particular genre. Okay. However, I am hard pressed to find another genre that knocked it out the park with the first 3.
Toy Story.
You sure? Because it's kind of split on Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3 made bread.
Toy Story 3 was dope.
Toy Story 3 made guapo.
Me personally, I didn't like Toy Story 2 necessarily.
I've heard that too, though.
But as far as I know, the fourth one now is I don't think it's really out there yet. As far as I know, man, Toy Story 3 ain't got, everybody fucks with the first 3 Toy Stories, to my knowledge.
Now, from like I said, from a financial standpoint, oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah,
but I don't know. I've heard too much mix. And I would just say this from my own experiences, from things that I've read, from people that I know and stuff like that. I can't speak on anything else or any other actual investigation that can go into this. Just going off of what I've seen, it seems like John Wick can do no wrong. I feel like it would take John Wick 4 for it to fuck up its run. And that's
I agree with that.
And that's one of the concerns that I have when it comes down. Oh, with that being said, if they do come out the same day, I'm going to see John Wick. But
absolutely, yeah.
Like I look at Bad Boys 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you were in the car, so I guess we can kind of just bring the conversation to the people. Bad Boys 1 is a classic. Bad Boys 2 did a rare thing in being better than Bad Boys 1.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a lot of weight Bad Boys 3 is carrying now.
Martin got it.
Literally. he is the weight. When you look at Martin, that is the weight that is on Bad Boys 3.
I ain't shit for that. Good. I love Martin, man. I ain't shit for that.
Yeah, he's not going to hear this. Now, if he goes back to hear this one day, then, maybe fucked when he's on the episode. Then we can look at him like, you knew. You knew. You know what I'm saying? You knew.
You're a comedian. You can take a joke.
But, and in comparison, we talked about Rush Hour. Mm-hmm. Rush Hour 1, classic. Rush Hour 2, dope as fuck. Some people say better than Rush Hour 1. Some people say it's a classic. But Rush Hour 2, dope movie. Rush Hour 3, they could have kept that. it's not too many franchises who can like knock it out the park the way that John Wick has. And shit, look, Fast and the Furious. We're going on what, 23rd Fast and the Furious? Fast in Space?
I don't know, yeah. Might as well be.
Like we're damn near our racing spaceships.
Yeah.
And think about it. You had Fast and Furious 1. You had Too Fast, Too Furious. Then you had Tokyo Drift. Yeah. And Too Fast, Too Furious is a split decision.
I like that movie, though.
No, I fucked with Too Fast, Too Furious. But, again, critical acclaim, it's a split feeling.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, it's a split feeling.
But Tokyo Drift, I don't think anyone.
Yeah, I don't think nobody likes that.
You know what? I met one person in my life that
I haven't even
met
like Chinese people or Asian people like that movie. Like they'd be like, "No, this shit trash."
You know that movie trash. And they didn't even bring Bow Wow back. They literally brought everybody back in Tokyo Drift, but Bow Wow.
No, he had like a little. I don't know. He had a line in that in one of the movies when they went back to go.
I think I gave up after Fast Five.
Tell the story. He had. Nah, because I think the one where they're in Brazil is probably my favorite one.
Which one was that?
I think that might have been 6th one. It was a couple of them I actually like. This most recent one, and I think the one before that one, I was like, yo, y'all, this shit is awful. but yeah. But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's not too many franchises that's been able to hit a repeat like that and actually work. John Wick, today, you're absolutely right. He's the 4th one could either make it to where it pushes into major legendary status or it crashes and burns.
But that's why I think it will, because think about the John Wick formula. Like, if you go back and watch every movie, you can fit Keanu Reeves' lines from John Wick 1, 2, and 3 on maybe 4 sheets of paper.
Maybe.
Like, it's to the point, like, the action speaks for itself.
Yeah, maybe. And Keanu, he's on a run right now.
Oh, absolutely.
He's on a fucking run.
Absolutely. It's interesting because I think the only thing he has is like an MTV award or something like that, which, let's be honest, he's probably not going to get anything past that.
See, I don't like to say stuff like that. Only because none of us can see the future.
None of us can see the future, but Keanu Reeves has even accepted his position in the industry.
Yeah, he could have, but that doesn't change the fact that maybe he gets a role and he just super identifies with the role and he kills it. He could be just doing Keanu Reeves, but for whatever reason, he fit that particular role and then wins him something. I think that's what we potentially, even though he hasn't won anything yet. How you pronounce it? Is it Joaquin? How you pronounce his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
They talking about him with the Joker stuff. I'm pretty sure he accepted his role probably prior to that. You know what I mean? Like in the same way we can say Keanu Reeves did. So
yeah, because Joaquin Phoenix used to do a lot of like Oscar bait movies.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's look it up. Does he have a fucking Oscar?
I don't know. But I'm just saying I can. I'm not saying it's gonna happen or I can see it happen. I'm just saying who knows is all I mean with that. But you're right. Keanu Reeves knows what he's doing in the industry right now. He's like, okay, I know how to play this game.
I think he knows how to continue. You know, like he found his lane. He knows that if I keep doing the kung fu shit, if I keep doing the fighting and everything like that, if I keep making people laugh, I think he's even coming back with Bill and Ted. That's one thing I am very scared of because that could really fuck up his hits. You know what I'm saying?
It could fuck up his. I've never seen the first one, so I don't know.
Oh man, that's a childhood classic.
Yeah.
First and the second. It's very white, but yeah, those movies were dope. But it could definitely fuck up, especially because the other nigga looks like age has happened. Keanu Reeves has pretty much stayed in the same pocket.
Yeah.
As far as his looks. I don't know, man. I'm very curious to see what happens going forward with the John Wick franchise. I'm also very confused and surprised that with all this killing and shooting that happens in John Wick, is not one John Wick video game out there.
Oh, they're probably working on it.
From 4 movies,
they're probably working on it.
They need to go ahead and pull like how they did with Jet Li when he had that movie video game, or like 50 Cent what they did with Bulletproof. Go ahead and just write a script and have it just be solely for a John Wick movie. John Wick movie game.
What they can do is be like a John Wick movie game, but they let you choose, like kind of how they do with the RPG games now. Mm-hmm. They kind of let you choose shit. So hypothetically, you can be John Wick and you can choose to kill a person and not to kill a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you kill a person, okay, you kill the person. But if not, maybe later in the game that person comes back. They can do something like that. But you're right. I'm surprised they haven't did that.
John Wick could easily be Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, yeah.
Easily could be great. Especially John Wick 2. And I think that's what I didn't like about John Wick 2. John Wick 2 felt like a video game. I felt like it was meant for a video game, but somebody was like, Hey, we should put this on the screen, bro.
Maybe. Hey, that's possible because it'd be a couple of them Call of Duty storylines. I'm like, you know what? This could work out of the movie if they really wanted it to.
What was the most recent one where you had to be the terrorist and shoot up the airport?
That wasn't the most recent one, but that was, I forget which one that was. That was one of the Modern Warfares. Because I remember playing that game.
You're right, it wasn't recent because I think that one has Kevin Spacey in it, doesn't it?
I don't know. They do sometimes have characters.
There's someone who plays Call of Duty faithfully. It's
right.
like,
you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we were just talking about it. I think Keith David is actually in one of the games too.
Yo, okay. So
I think he's in one of the games.
We got to talk about this, and I feel like Back to the Classics. They should be able to get mad because we're kind of promoting them. So Back to the Classics, they're going to be doing an ode to Keith David during Black History Month. You know, just a spoiler warning for you. And it was funny because we were in the middle of a meeting, and Race to Jim was like, "Wait, who's Keith David?" And you'd have thought that somebody asked, "What's in the new Burger King buffalo chicken wrap?" Who's Keith David? So we literally started naming off movies, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all are listening to this episode like, "Who the fuck is Keith David?"
Right.
So Keith David is the just for if you want something a little more modern. Keith David is the father and the pastor from Greenleaf. Mm-hmm. He also was the dude that was trying to buy the barbershop in Barbershop. Mm-hmm. For the 6 people that saw Tales from the Hood too. He was the devil in Tales from the Hood too. But motherfuckers was really sleeping on his filmography, bro.
Yeah.
Keith David got way too much going on.
He has a resume.
Like I just pulled up his filmography, and I'm like, okay, there's definitely some older shit that I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is, but you got The Thing, Puppet Masters, Clockers.
Don't know what Clockers is. I know what the other 3 are.
I'm trying to remember what. So Clocker, I know it was a movie. It was a movie about drugs. I can't remember the exact, premise of the movie, but yeah, I know some drugs happened. He was one of the voices in Hunchback of Notre Dame. He was one of the voices in Hercules. Wasn't he Zeus?
No, he wasn't Zeus in Hercules. I think that
I got to pull it up right here. He was Apollo, the sun god.
Yeah. He was Shadow Man in Princess and the Frog.
Yep. He was in Pitch Black. Mm-hmm. He was what the fuck? He was in The Replacements. Barbershop. We already mentioned that. Apparently, he was in Agent Cody Banks. He was in Head of State. He was in Chronicles of Riddick. For some reason, he was in Beef 2. Oh, no, he was the narrator for Beef 2.
Hey, yo, he stays busy.
Bro, Keith David is working. If you don't know who Keith David is, go ahead and figure it out. He was the daddy, he was New News daddy in ATL. Can't forget about that.
He was Goliath.
He was fucking Goliath from Gargoyles. Yeah. Respect to the man, Keith David, man. Make sure y'all tune in to Back to the Classics February for Keith David Day.
Now, what if they change the shit?
Then this never happened.
Yeah, this does not exist.
Just go back to this and be like, these niggas are clearly filling in for time. But I remember we was having a conversation, and it immediately made me start thinking like, you know who's another Keith David? Clifton Powell. Because everywhere you turn, that nigga is in something. You remember Bones? He was Patrick's daddy. Mm-hmm. Shit. It's a bunch of things you could low-key name with Clifton Powell in it, but he's one of them niggas that's always in everything. You know who else is always in everything? And I really just try to talk through it so I can remember his name, but I'm still kind of just going because I can't remember his name. He was the dude that got shot in the I Ain't Mad at You video. He's Pac's friend in I Ain't Mad at You video. He's the one that shot Jada Pinkett and Jason's Lyric. Mm-hmm. Bokeem Woodbine.
Oh, you... He is in everything.
He's in everything.
He is in everything. He's actually in the show that I'm watching now. It's ended, but he's playing the dad in that Wu-Tang show.
He's playing the dad in the Wu-Tang show. He just popped up. What movie did he just pop up in? I literally was just watching it not too long ago. One of those Netflix original movies. And in the movie, like this, the girl keeps coming back after a certain amount of years to like murder all these people in this cult. He's in that shit too.
Really?
I can't think about what it's called.
I'll have to check that out.
I'm about to find it for you right now. Googling while on here, but yeah, it's just certain cats, man, that they're always going to work because they're always going to have something set up. Wood Harris is another one.
Yeah. Now, you know the funny thing about a lot of those guys, Keith David maybe not so much because I think his character has been kind of diverse, but a lot of those guys kind of get typecast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you knew he was gonna do some. When you seen Bokeem Woodbine in the movie, you knew it was gonna be some fuck shit.
No, In the Shadow of the Moon is the one he's on Netflix.
Yeah, I have to check that out.
Damn. So Bokeem Woodbine is also in Queen and Slim, and he's gonna be in the new Ghostbusters. Working.
He working. But well, I'll say up until now, up until I seen him in the Wu-Tang thing, up until that point, every time you seen him, you was like, yeah, it's finna be some grimy shit going on.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And
he was in Devil.
Yeah. you can kind of say that with Clifton Powell. He's usually playing a one-dimensional type character. Mm-hmm. Who else did you mention that was, I think it was before Bokeem.
Wood Harris.
Wood Harris plays a drug dealer in every fucking movie.
Everything.
Except for Southpaw. He was a boxing trainer.
Right, he was a boxing trainer in Southpaw. He was, technically he was not Electrode, but what's the other nigga with electric hands in Spider-Man?
Wood Harris wasn't in that movie.
Yeah, he was.
No, the most recent Spider-Man?
No, you want to know why?
That was Bokeem Woodbine. Yeah. That's what I tell you. No, that was Bokeem Woodbine.
I was like, that was Bokeem Woodbine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wood Harris, he usually plays a drug dealer.
He shot Pac in Above the Rim.
He didn't shoot Pac in him, but Marlon shot Pac in Above the Rim.
Who did Wood Harris shoot in Above the Rim?
He didn't shoot nobody. He got his ass shot up. He was about, after the game, he was about to shoot him. And then the cops was like, no. And I
just literally just watched Marlon Wayans shoot Pac in the mouth, motherfucker, in the club. I don't know where the fuck that came from.
But no, you're right. I mean, he usually plays like a drug dealer or that type of. I mean, shit. He was. What's his name in The Wire? What was his name in The Wire?
Cannot remember.
I don't know, but he was a big drug dealer then. So I'm saying to say a lot of those characters are
paid in full.
Yeah, a lot of those characters are typecast. Do you think that typecasting is necessary in Hollywood?
I don't think it's necessary. Mm-hmm. However, I will say, the only reason I'm being choosy with my words because I don't want to have to like double back, not necessarily apologize for anything, but just make sure I'm getting my wording correct. I don't think it's necessary because I think creativity shouldn't have a cap on it. It shouldn't be limited. But I do think it does guarantee certain people to eat. Mm-hmm. For an example, I'm not even going to try to think of his name, but you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. The Mexican gangster in every movie.
Oh, you're talking about he played Hector.
He played Hector.
Played Hector in every movie.
Every movie, yeah. He is normally, I think his real name is actually Hector, if I think about it.
His real name might be Hector, but no, I'm dead ass serious. Like, if you look at his role, his name is Hector.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Movie.
Like, everything he plays in, he's Hector. I think he's only had one role
something
recently
like that
he wasn't really a gangster like that. I think he was actually like he was building weapons and shit. Mm-hmm. So you got cats like that. I think because he is a actual former gangbanger, I think he knows that I'm probably not going to get further than this.
I get that. I can understand that. The reason I was asking is because I see a lot of people of color that seem to get typecasted more than white people.
Oh, absolutely.
And we'd be a fool to sit here, or we'd be liars here and say that there isn't a type of white person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if there's a type of person of color, black person, Hispanic person, whatever you want to call it, there you can place him in a type. You know what I mean? Like how they, even though this person isn't typecasted because he's clearly not, but the guy who plays a talkative friend in Ant-Man, that's Baby Joker, ain't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if we can understand, I think that's Baby Joker. If I'm not mistaken, that's Baby Joker.
Keep talking. I'm gonna look at it. I think it is too.
But I'm saying this to say, if we can identify, yes, those are, you know what I mean, they do have Cholo Mexicans out there. That's a real thing. You do have black drug dealers out here. That's a real thing. Why you don't have the white drug dealers? Why you don't have the typecasted white jock? Usually when you see that, like you can see a guy that's playing a jock or whatever case is a white guy. And he's like, oh yeah, I can see him bend as he fit his role. But somehow, some way, he's always playing something else.
Well, the only reason I'm going to agree with you and disagree with you at the same time. No, Jacob Vargas played Baby Joker.
I was wrong.
Okay, I know. I figured I want to, but Jacob Vargas was also in Devil with Bokeem Woodbine. where I'm going to agree and disagree with you is, white people having that leading role, definitely. But as far as their typecasting, there is typecasting with white actors. The only thing is they're normally typecasted in the lead role. So you got Seth Rogen, he's going to play the pothead. Mm-hmm. You got 40-year-old version Steve Carell. He's going to play the awkward old white guy.
Okay, they are typecasted, but that's
Keanu Reeves.
But that's for I feel like that's for a few roles. Like up until now, how long has Bokeem Woodbine been in the game? He's been in the game since we were kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Up until fairly recently, within the last couple of years, he started getting other roles. But we can probably say better of 2 decades, he's been in the same role.
Right.
You're not seeing that with the white person.
That's true.
That's more or less what I mean. Like Steve Carell. This is a guy that played. I mean, he was in 40-year version, but he was in The Office. You know what I mean? He did the voice on that Despicable Me. Black people aren't getting that. So I'm saying that to say, like, why do you think that is?
Oh no, like I said, I agree with you that we're definitely not getting it. I'm just saying, like, their typecasting, they push to the forefront.
Gotcha.
They push to the leading role area. But I mean, you hit the nail on the head. That is because they don't want to bank on the things that are considered black movies. They don't want to bank on that kind of shit. Like when you using the example that you just gave, there's a bunch of different scenarios you can go off of dealing with white people, but there isn't a slew of Nazi movies. There isn't a slew of, from the owner's perspective, slave movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have a bunch of those. Niggas.
Oh, you're right. We don't have for that particular genre. We don't have that at all.
Exactly. Niggas. Oh, it's all the shit that we got going on in the hood. It's all the stuff that we got going on in our families. Like, that's always the case. So as long as that's still relatable to the black community, they're going to keep making those movies. They're going to keep having people file in and do those kind of roles. Like, shit, you really look back at when Denzel, in a sense, was typecasted.
Can we really say that?
As far as what you would consider a black dude on some crooked shit.
I mean, we can
on some crooked hustler shit. But no, now granted, it's a reach. I'm definitely saying it's a reach. But it took, like Jay-Z said, it took Denzel playing a bad guy to get an Oscar.
Killed that shit though, but you're right.
Phenomenal role.
You're right.
Phenomenal fucking role. However, he should have had that with X. He literally became Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying?
X, right.
So it's like it seems like that's what they enjoy more. And unfortunately, until I don't mean to put this on us. And I'm also not going to put this on us because we're not the ones that's out here typecasting. But I think it also comes down to what we're willing to accept as well. Because think about it. We're just now entertaining the conversation of I'm tired of fucking slave movies.
Right.
We're just now entertaining it. So much so that the Harriet Tubman movie failed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like until we start letting motherfuckers know what we're accepting, what we're not accepting, I don't see it going away.
Now that you say that, I can see that. Yeah, you're right about that. And I think to double down on that, it's not going to go away because black people as a whole are in a position where they can do better for themselves to not have to accept. Right. And I'm pretty sure the people that accept some of these slave movies are like, okay, I do this movie and I can do something else. You know what I mean? Just keep working. And unfortunately, they may get typecast as slave number 3. Right. But so, yeah, you're absolutely right. I didn't think about it that way. You're absolutely right.
If we put that same energy that we put behind slave movies, like, dog, I want to see some other shit. I want to see a black man as a wealthy business owner.
This is why I can't wait till I'm getting to Hollywood. Because outside of the weird shit that goes on, which I'm not trying to be a part of whatsoever, I want to give us an opportunity to see us in different lights.
Absolutely. I would love to get to that place to where we're we're just able to get into these natural roles and it's not weird to see a person of color in this role. Yeah. It doesn't seem awkward. Like I look at, what is his name? Harold and Kumar, the Asian dude.
I don't know his name because I've never seen those.
You said what?
I don't know his name because I've never seen those, but I know what you're talking about.
John Cho. There we go.
Yeah, that's an easy name too.
Yeah, as Asian as you can think of. But he broke his typecasting. So, like, now he's starting this shit to where, he has an Asian family because he's Asian, but he's not playing an Asian guy. he was Noize.
I get what you're saying.
He was starting to get really picked up for those kind of roles. Another one, Aziz Ansari. He's another one. He did, he broke that whole, I have to play the Indian guy to be funny. I think it just ultimately comes down to what we're willing to accept. And there's a lot of black actors that go out of the way to make sure that they don't play those kind of roles. I'm trying to think, what's dude's name? Someone even came out and said, like, nah. Like, every time they offered me one of those kind of roles, I still was like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? So I think ultimately it just comes down to us. But they definitely still control the tempo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we see with Orlando Jones.
But yeah, how we did the Harriet movie and we obviously have the strength. I mean, we saw that with the election.
This is very true.
We got the strength. If we can scare Hollywood into not making these kind of movies, you'll start seeing a change. It won't be swift, but we'll definitely start seeing some inches, you know what I'm saying, going towards it. Because we have the strength. And the fact that our main argument right now is slave movies, like, cool. Now do the same thing with, drugs destroying the community movies. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd much rather see a black man in the position of Scarface than see a black man in the position of your everyday drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
if you're gonna sell drugs, might as well be the plug.
Exactly. Why not be the biggest person? Because it's because of these typecasting roles. I was just having this conversation yesterday. There's a lot of conversations that happened yesterday. But like, white America sees black America through the eyes of film and television. We see white America through news. You know what I'm saying?
Or real life.
Or real life. Like when you see, when a white person sees, a gangbanger or a drug dealer on a movie, oh, they must all be like that. I'm not saying this is every white person, but the general consensus, oh, okay, they must all be like that. So now you're clutching your purse and you're keeping your eye on certain people and stuff like that. And I'm not saying them kind of niggas don't exist, because obviously they do.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you that's what you see on a TV screen. That's perpetuating a stereotype. I can turn on the news and see a white guy shoot up a school, see a white guy shoot up a church. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so crazy, because when you try to bring that kind of shit into the conversation, all of a sudden it's, oh no, those are just a sick person, this, that, and third. Like, but if we're gonna judge the crime to color, and you're gonna tuck your purse because what you saw in this movie, why can't I keep my eye on you when you're upset? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, make that make sense. So really, it's just about controlling the narrative.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Just controlling the narrative going forward. Speaking about black people in films, though, Orlando Jones, you know more, at least about the show itself, than I do. He mentioned, it came out a couple of days ago, that he was let go from American Gods in September.
Yeah, that's wild.
And,
if that happened in September, we just now hear about it. That's kind of wild.
I think there's like a gag order in their contracts when they're let go. I think they have to wait till it's like an official release.
Gotcha.
So he played Mr. Nancy on American Gods. Tell the ear hustlers that may not know what American Gods is and who's Mr. Nancy.
Always messed up this name. But Mr. Nancy is basically like the spider god of Africa.
Okay.
Trickster guy. But in the show, he's the most blackest, and when I say blackest, he's like definitely pro-black, and he says shit that's real that you probably wouldn't say for whatever reason. But the show is about old God versus new God. So we got, like stuff we would have heard about growing up. You know what I mean? You got Odin, and you got Mr. Nancy, and you got Easter, and maybe I mean they even made a mention to Jesus or what, just little shit like that. And then you got new gods. You got, since we're in a technological age, you got the god of tech, the god of binary code, and stuff like that. And basically they're fighting for worship in a sense. The old gods are, people don't really believe in them, so they're not as strong as they are, and the new gods are. So it's a little riff with that. But Mr. Nancy, Orlando Jones' character, is a pretty important piece, not only to the story itself, but I think it's a pretty important piece to black people. Because again, he's saying stuff that some people may not know, some people may not have heard it put that way, but all in all, it's important for black people. So to hear he was fired, you're like, whoa, that's how is this gonna go? I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm probably, maybe I will if I don't have nothing to do, but I'm really not looking forward to season 3 now because like I really fuck with this character. So it's gonna be different. And then again, that show is the show's not like your typical show where you can watch a show and maybe you heard about it, so that enticed you to watch it, or maybe you just caught a pilot and you were stuck in. That show doesn't really make you want to watch until about third or fourth episode in. And in this age, this time right now, that's not going to work.
So you got to be ready to commit, basically.
Okay. Basically. But it is a good story. It does have twists and turns, and it helps if you know a little bit about the certain characters, just like the natural myths and legends of those natural characters. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how they're going to work this season 3, honestly.
I could definitely see a lot of people boycotting it for sure.
Yeah.
Then again, they may also have a very strong white audience that probably agreed that, you know, this character may have been sending the quote, wrong message.
I didn't think about that, but maybe.
So Orlando, he put out a statement on Twitter, and he said that there would be no more Mr. Nancy. Don't let these motherfuckers tell you they love Mr. Nasty. They don't. I'm not going to name names, but the new season 3 showrunner is Connecticut born and Yale educated, so he's very smart. And he thinks that Mr. Nancy's angry, get shit done attitude is the wrong message for Black America. That's right. This white man sits in that decision making chair, and I'm sure he has many black BFFs who are his advisors and made it clear to him that if he did not get rid of that angry god, Mr. Nancy, he started Denmark Vesey uprising in this country. I mean, what else could it be? So I seen the 2 viral clips that were going around, and you know, that included his speeches that he would do on the show. And I remember it sparked my interest, like, what show is this? And I remember hearing about American Gods, but like I said, I never really got into it. But hearing him say that, it bothered me because when I think about what was on that clip, and to know that was his character, I think you even told me he burnt down a slave ship in one of the episodes.
Well, no, actually, I think it's the following episode. I don't think he burned it down. The slaves may have burned it down, but he caused a rebellion on the slave ship. And of course, you know, they do flashbacks and stuff like that. So you have that happen. And what's dope about that is, because I know the viral, well, not the slave ship viral clip, but the one that's really going around now. What threw me off at first with this character is when you hear him come on, you're like, hey, when you first see it, you're like, hey, that's dude from Drumline. When you first see it.
I always relate to Orlando Jones from Sprite, from 7-Up.
Oh, really?
Remember, make 7-Up yours.
I do it for Drumline. But when he is first introduced, like, he's talking and he's a real dapper guy, got a high-pitched voice. You're like, man, I don't want to see this corny-ass nigga, you know what I mean, doing this. But it's a flip, because once he, like, gets mad or gets passionate, the voice changes. He turns, like, complete African. He got an African accent. It's just dope to see, me personally, for this character or Orlando Jones to be able to switch like that. That's dope. But just with that alone, having that strong presence, because he had a very strong presence in black culture, even though I don't agree with it at all, I can see why the whites would fear that, because he really, like, if more characters like him were to come about, and white folks already see us through television or something like that, they're going to look at us like in more fear than what they do now.
So they have this kind of power.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I really think maybe that was a catalyst in why he got fired. Because I don't think there was a character on air that was as strong in being pro-black as he was. So I honestly believe that with him doing that, that's going to spark something. Has to.
And, you know, especially when it comes down to those kind of contracts and those kind of people in the industry, when you say something strong like that, that they basically got rid of me because they feared I was going to empower black people to not deal with bullshit. That's a suit.
Yeah. And that I'm pretty sure maybe it can come to that, but that's honestly, that's what his character did.
You know, and it's crazy. You end up letting go of a motherfucker for that, and then saying that his character, you know, is sending the wrong message. Like, to hear the message he was sending, like, granted, it was a dramatization, but it's a solid fucking message.
Yeah, it was real. And you know what's, I just thought about this, and since I watched the show, you know what's crazy about that? The other black castmate, one other black castmate, even though she I don't know her name, but she's bad. She plays Queen of Sheba, and it's she's a very emotional, sexual type god, I'm gonna guess, or at least how the show portrays. And they have episodes where she can be having sex with somebody, and they may show her boob or something like that. I'm saying this to say she's really sexualized in this, so you don't fire her. I'm not saying she should get fired, but you don't fire her over what her potential image could entice. You know what I mean? But you fire the pro-black guy when he's sending a different type of message. Basically, it's okay for black women to be over-sexualized or sexualized, but it's not okay for them to have any type of power.
You want to know why? That's how a lot of white men look at black women.
It probably is.
So that's
only thing that was dope about her sex scenes was everybody went in there thinking they was having sex. You wasn't having sex. You got absorbed in her, but that's besides
is
the point.
That where that came from?
Yeah. She'll be having sex and then she'll get like really big and like kind of push them up there and they just be gone. So, but even then, she's still sexualized. Like she got her boobs showing and different stuff like that. So to me, I'm like, okay, that's okay. But this guy telling us, hey, yo, we shouldn't take this shit. Like, y'all see what's going on,
right?
And the killer part about this all is that shit wasn't improv. Nigga didn't say that shit was written,
right?
So
he was a producer on season 2.
Like, how do I get fired for some shit that's written? That's odd to me.
Well, as I said, it was the new showrunner. So is this, how many seasons are in American Gods right now?
Just 2.
So that means
I think the second one ended earlier this year.
Whoever this new showrunner is coming in for season 3 and immediately said, yeah, we don't need that dude no more.
That, who's to say though, with the power of social media, that people may look at this clip that he put out and was like, no, we got to get him back. Now that goes back to what you're saying. Since we already know how the people up there feel because they let you go. Do you accept this job or not? If they offer it back to you, nah.
Because here's the thing, and one thing I love about black people, man, we persevere through whatever the case is. There's a bigger bag on the other side for Orlando
I believe
Jones
it.
Somewhere.
I believe as a fan, I would love to see the character as a fan, but as a man, as a person, as a black man, as a person, I completely understand.
There's definitely another bag because you look at what happened with,
and especially how he portrayed it, and you're absolutely right. How his performance was on that. Yeah, there's definitely a bigger bag.
Like you look at what happened with old girl from ESPN when she got let go.
True.
She bounced back with another bag immediately.
Yeah.
We're in that season now. We're in that season that when you get let go or get fucked over because of some fuck shit, the community gonna look out.
Yeah.
Orlando, he'll be back.
I believe
he'll get a Netflix check from somewhere. Like
I believe it.
This may have been the best thing to happen to his career because this could honestly be a good career resurgence. Because American Gods is popular, but it's not like popular.
No, it's not. You know what? This is me being creative, but also me being petty.
So being Kev,
basically, if I was to have the power to do this, because obviously American Gods, they don't have rights to that particular character. Like it's actual, like you can find it in an old African book. You know what I mean? It's I would do, if I'm Netflix, if I'm part of it, this is why they need to fuck with me. I would hire him to portray his character and do what he's doing, very similar to how Disney Plus is going to do with Loki. We just make it him.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Have him come up with a character that's so close to Mr. Nancy.
Yeah, or I mean, it could be. I don't have to be called Mr. Nancy, but it could be that particular character.
Is American Gods a Netflix original?
No, it's on Stars.
Oh, then they sue the shit out of him.
They can't sue him.
Why is that?
Because all the characters that they're using are actual like people. If you're gonna, if you can sue, then technically Disney should have been suing Stars because they're using Odin. Odin is in Thor. You know what I mean? They're those type of characters.
One of those kind of stuff. Oh, okay,
right.
gotcha.
So they can use those other characters. That's what I would do if I was being petty and was me.
I can see them pulling away from it. But yeah, like I said, this may have been the best thing to happen to Orlando Jones because when you really think about his career, again, he started off, he was the 7-Up guy for the longest. Then he got the movie with Eddie Griffin, Double Take.
Don't he look like everybody hates Chris' dad?
Yeah.
Like he could be his dad or something?
Yeah, like he definitely could jump in there. Yeah, I can't unsee that now. I'm looking at it in my head. But yeah, like he had the movie Double Take with Eddie Griffin. What else did he do?
He did a couple movies.
He was floating for a little while, but then he kind of started to ease up. He was like Godfrey. You remember when Godfrey was just having a cool little run?
Yeah.
But now you see Godfrey, just like Orlando Jones, is having that social media resurgence because those two clips went viral. everybody was talking about how real shit he was talking.
Yeah.
So for it to turn around, another dude that was talking real shit got fired for talking real shit, bro, this is going to be a career resurgence for him.
I believe it.
And then he's an actual thespian, like he's a legit actor.
Yeah.
And can give you some really good work. You know what I'm saying? It's going to turn around and look good for him. It's going to bite American guys in the ass too.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. They're going to see it with this release of this new season because not outside of like the social media warriors that are not fun to fuck with it because of that. His character was really intricate to the whole story. So
and apparently was with the shits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I look forward to seeing what happens with that going forward. Kev, let the people know where they can find you. I'm really gonna make a shirt that just says Kev in all capital letters with like 10 exclamation marks on it.
Hollywood Kev _ on my Twitter. _Hollywood Kev _ on my Instagram. There we go.
At Big Los IG on IG and Big Los 89 on Snapchat. At the Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, BeatNetworkOnline.com for everything Beat Network. To all the people that are subscribed to YouTube, we actually just released the Revolt interviews on the actual YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that because you don't follow the social media pages, first of all, why don't you?
Yeah.
Secondly, if you haven't, like I said, go ahead and hop on there and enjoy those videos from our time at the Revolt Summit back in October. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. And as always, Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.